Okay, so in this video, what I'm going to do is show you why if you try to stretch a muscle that's got trigger points, either latent or active, which I'll explain, is why you can't just stretch them. And I'm going to show you what is happening in the body, what's happening with the muscle spindles. So why if you try to stretch a muscle that's got trigger points, why it's not going to be helpful. You've got to deactivate those trigger points first. So I'll go into that as well. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so let me show you something. So let's just imagine, because this is why stretching will not help alone. Okay, now what happens is, okay, so you know you've got a shortened spasm muscle. Within that short spasm muscle, let's say your hamstrings, for instance, so all the rest of the hamstrings, normal length. But within that is one little ropey band with a trigger point in there, and it may or may not be reproducing pain. So, for example, your vastus medialis here, okay? There's a trigger point in here that can refer pain, anterior knee pain, okay? So you can massage the kneecap to the cows come home, and you know, people will get MRIs and there's nothing wrong, maybe even get surgery, but it always coming from a trigger point in a tight band of muscle, which when you pressure, which I'm on right now, we go, whoa, okay? But so remember, active trigger points are in tight bands of muscle, so are latent ones. The latent ones, or inactive, can still produce reduced range of motion and stiffness, but they don't produce the pain. And anytime they can become active through, like I said, a fall, accidents, psychological problems, stress, excessive exercise, etc., okay? So let's just go back to the athlete. So because this, you can increase, now I want you to start thinking about any pains or symptoms you have, temporal headaches, think of that pain in the back of here, start thinking this, that stiff neck, that just won't loosen up. These are all trigger points potentially, okay? So let me show you why stretching is not a good idea by itself. So think of this as a normal, healthy, nice, springy, nice muscle here. So nice and, so stretching, no problem at all. But now what we get is, and this is why stretching alone won't help. Now, when you've got trigger points in muscles and spasmy muscles, they're working hard the whole time, okay? Because they're contracting the whole time. So what that does is decreases a person's performance. So decreased range of motion, decreased power in the gym, not be able to run as fast, and increases their rate of injury. Why? Because you've got a tight, shortened, spasmy muscle within your hamstrings, for example. So now look, okay, so now we've got a trigger point. So just imagine this. So now when I'm trying to stretch, well, this doesn't stretch, does it? This part here is that tight, spasmy muscle, which makes it very, very, it could be get an injury very easily, okay? So that's why if you just try to stretch without addressing the trigger points, which is what we're gonna do, so you're just trying to stretch your neck, for example. Well, that trigger point there is holding on, it's contracted, okay? That's why we have to address that, and then, and only then, once we've deactivated the trigger point, can we then stretch it to lengthen out, because then all of the muscle fibers are at the same length. That spasmy muscle there, we've deactivated so it can let go. Now, if you'd like to learn more about trigger points, I have a discounted bundle that you can look at. It is 4 courses at this discounted price if you look in your resources. Now, what I've got in these courses, it covers the whole body, and I have a unique system of treating trigger points to make it easier for you. And you can see at the end of this video, another video on what are the major drawbacks with trigger point therapy, which is why the vast majority of people give up on trigger points, because you know the Travell and Simon's huge volumes. How are you gonna remember all these muscles? How are you gonna remember the reflex zones? How are you gonna, you don't have to do that with my system, because I simplified it for you to make it, well, you can see the video and I go through everything, all right? So you've got all of these 3 different courses that cover the whole body, simplifies it and makes it a treatment, most importantly, for your clients. We incorporate massage with the trigger point therapy. I've also got a course on cupping for trigger points included as well. So if you're interested in that, have a look at the resources below. You can click the link and have a little look at it. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, you can comment below, and also your resources. I've got fantastic deals with bundles of my online courses, whether it's aromatherapy, whether it's massage. You can have a look at that, and if you're interested, you can go along, click the links, and see if that's something you'd like to do.